We're doing a sequel. We're back by popular demand. Journey beyond Ireland with the Irish Boys clan. We're doing a sequel. More railways to explore while the fandom waits for Adam to make family trees for. We're doing a sequel. We meet Trojan again. My first time meeting Stepney and the Flying Scotsman? What? You thought it was the end of Adam and Friends, but no, this is when Theorist travels once again. From London town to underground, I broke my phone and my keys aren't found, that's why I have to sing. Well, I didn't do anything, we're doing a sequel. And it's such an endeavour, the Irish Boys in Sheffield Park, Bluebells forever, we're doing a sequel. How hard can it be? Pretty hard since I lost Arnold Mckinley, we're doing a sequel. But what more can we do? How about its journey beyond Ireland too? Thomas Theorist videos are brought to you by my Patreons and viewers like you. Thank you. So, a little while ago, myself and the Irish Boys decided to go on a second journey beyond Ireland, where we went to the UK and met up with some English Thomas fans. We visited London, we went to Bluebell Railway, and we even went to Didcot Railway Centre, where we saw some amazing engines for the first time ever, such as the Flying Scotsman himself, Pendennis Castle, Stepney, Camelot, and so much more. I also had some misfortune on my trip, where I broke my phone, and I lost my only toy of Arnold Mckinley. Not my boy Arnold. No. It wouldn't be a Thomas Theorist trip without something breaking or going wrong. So, join Adam and the Irish Boys as we journey beyond Ireland too. Let's begin. So after flying over from Ireland and taking the train from London, our journey finally began here, at East Grinstead on the Bluebell Railway. In England, we also met our old friends Dante, Will, Alex and Mehdi, where we all got some pictures together at the Bluebell. We had to wait for the train to bring us up to Sheffield Park at the top of the line, and we were very happy to see that the engine taking us was none other than the 5MT Camelot herself. Now, Camelot is a really cool engine. Built in 1955, she worked in the southern region until withdrawn in 1966, where she was sent to Barry's scrapyard of all places, only to be saved from scrap in 1979 by the Camelot Locomotive Society, and can be seen today at the Bluebell Railway. My friend the Bluey 2 was especially happy, as he had wanted a picture with Camelot for ages. Soon we got the train heading down to Sheffield Park. It was a bit of a tight squeeze, but we all managed. Through sheer coincidence, we met our friend Owen on the Bluebell Railway, which was nice, since now Spencer could hang out with his girlfriend. Spencer, blink twice if you're not okay. After that, we continued down the line.
Man, that was cool. We weren't moving at all.
Taking in the sights of the Bluebell Railway along the way. I had never been to the Bluebell Railway before, so getting to see all this was really cool. There was a lot of really cool and interesting rolling stock on the railway as well. Though the coolest bit had to be this massive snowplow, which I think is actually just a standard tender modified to be a snowplow. That was seriously cool. The amount of varied and unique rolling stock at the Bluebell Railway is very impressive. The railway really does have a lot to offer. Not just steam engines, but diesel engines too. Me and the Irish Boys thoroughly enjoyed it. Along the line we stopped at a station. There was a bookstall there that had Railway Series books, some My Thomas Library books, and even some minis. But my favourite shop there was this one selling a whole bunch of cheap Thomas Take-and Plays and minis, at a really good price too.
I see a very interesting breakdown. Or a really interesting breakdown.
There was even cheap Hornby stuff there, but don't worry, I only bought one thing, and it was this flatbed. And then I got a longer flatbed too. And I also got a shed, and then I wanted a shed to have a friend, so I got another one. And I also wanted a livestock wagon, but then I realised I wanted two of those. And I mean, I couldn't say no to those lovely green luggage vans, so I got those as well. And I mean, how could I say no to those signals? So I got the signals. And also I got a newspaper stand. And I mean, I couldn't pass up on the Rockets coach, so I got that too. And those dark green coaches looked really nice. And screw it, more signals. But like I said, I only bought one thing. The coach for Stephen's rocket was really cheap. It cost £5 second hand, and all these were like £2. All the signals were the same. Altogether, this all cost like £39.50, which was insanely good value. Also at the railway, there was a wedding train.
Happy wedding, Dave and Vicky.
I have no idea who you are, Dave and Vicky, but I hope you had a nice wedding. I'll never knock a good wedding train. Eventually we arrived at Sheffield Park, where we explored inside the museum. There was loads of really cool models inside there, and countless bits of memorabilia from the Bluebell Railway's history.
Can't go here, mate. Can't go past it.
Stepney even had his own display case, with a Hornby version of the character that's worth way too much.
I want it so badly. Give it to me. Give it to me. I want it.
There was also some second-hand Railway series books there too.
Into that one because I've already got a first edition Duke.
Wow. What are these, £2 each?
I think so. So.
SB Tracktales got this one of Enterprising Engines, which I really liked, and apparently it's rare.
I love the covers that are like just the silhouettes. They're so
Yeah,
good.
they're so pretty. I love that scrap sign. We also stopped in the model shop, where we looked around at some of the model railway stuff we couldn't afford to buy. They also had a layout in there with Thomas, which was pretty cool. And they were also selling Bachman Thomas stuff. Since I'd already gotten all that other stuff, I didn't feel the need to get any Thomas stuff, but I know two twats who did. But of course, we couldn't stop in Sheffield Park without meeting our boy Stepney. It was still magical getting to meet Stepney for the first time. Oh, and Captain Baxter was there too, I guess. A fun fact, Captain Baxter actually cameoed in The Muppets Most Wanted, the same movie where that song I parodied at the beginning was. Weird. We also met Max, aka Terrier 55 Stepney, at the railway. Of course we'd meet him at the Bluebell Railway, where else would Max be? After all that fun, myself and the Irish boys spent the rest of the day exploring the railway, taking videos of the trains, and just enjoying what the Bluebell Railway had to offer. We also saw a 4MT tank, which you'll all know as the basis of Bell in Thomas and Friends, so that was cool. But eventually, it was time to leave. We headed back to London. I also took the tube dressed up as Underground Ernie. Overall, the Bluebell Railway was lovely. I sure hope nothing bad happens tomorrow. So the next day, we headed down to the Didcot Railway Centre, where we planned to see the Flying Scotsman.
So we're just arrived at Didcot now, and there they are, Flying Scotsman.
We arrived in the yard good and early, as we knew that it was going to get a lot busier later. Flying Scotsman was sat right next to Pendennis Castle, which was really cool. However, there was just one slight issue. For some reason, my phone just wouldn't turn on. What happened is I'd charged it overnight, and the phone had actually overheated, meaning I couldn't use it to take pictures. Thankfully though, the Irish boys are really based, and they were kind enough to let me use their pictures and photos for this video. Seriously, huge thanks to Ronan, Peter, Spencer, Kieran, and Dante for all letting me use their footage. If it wasn't for these Irish boys, you would not be watching this video right now. Now, despite the phone troubles, I was still really happy, as this was the first time I ever met Flying Scotsman in person, so it was really cool getting a few photos with her. Now, I'm sure you all know by now that Scotsman is the most famous locomotive in the world. Flying Scotsman is the only surviving member of the A3 specific class. She was, debatably, the first locomotive to go 100 miles an hour. Originally built as an A1, she gets her name from the non-stop train she pulled between London's King's Cross and Edinburgh, Scotland. And in preservation, she was given an extra tender, hence her appearance in Enterprising Engines, where it's revealed he and Gordon are brothers. The engine has also gone to America, almost getting lost there, and she even went to Australia too, and she became the first locomotive to circumnavigate the world, where she set another record for the longest non-stop steam ride at 422 miles. With all this history, you can see why Flying Scotsman has so many fans and haters.
The Flying Scotsman is one of the most famous engines in the world. But who gives a shit?
Funnily enough, we also saw Trojan filling up with coal. Old viewers of the channel remember that Trojan appeared in the first Journey Beyond Ireland video. This locomotive was built at Avonside in Bristol, and so the Thomas fan inside me can't help but see him as Percy.
Don't call me Percy!
Didcot has this super cool coaling stage at the railway, and apparently it's the last surviving coal stage of its type that's preserved and still used for its original purpose of coaling up engines. It is so cool, and honestly, I might make a cardboard model of it one day. And funnily enough, when we went up on the embankment to have a look, we actually saw some debt with Thomas faces hidden inside one of the trucks, which was pretty funny. Now, how Didcot works is that there are demonstration lines, so engines on the railway will run along them, which gives a chance for people to ride behind the locomotive and get pictures of them too. Now, the engines doing demonstrations were Trojan taking coaches, there was the Flying Scotsman, of course, who I was very happy to ride behind, and there was even a rail car too, which was really cool. I loved the design of this rail car. And how could we forget the famous Pendennis Castle? Like Scotsman, Pendennis Castle has also been around the world. Built in Swindon Works, Pendennis Castle visited Australia. And would you believe she met the Flying Scotsman over there too, and became the second locomotive after Scotsman to circumnavigate the globe. So getting to see Pendennis Castle and Flying Scotsman together was really special, because these locomotives have had such a long history together. As to whether Scotsman is the best or Pendennis Castle is the best, I think my friend Paul puts it best. And we even got to see Pendennis Castle turn round on the turntable. All of this was really cool. It was just a shame that I couldn't record any of it.
Any advance on 12 out of 10?
Then, out of freaking nowhere, fellow Irish boy Shane just shows up out of nowhere and joined us on the trip, which was great. Although the poor lad was so excited to meet us, he smacked his face into a branch. Poor old Shane. There was also a shed at the railway that had loads of cool locomotives in it, such as a pannier tank, and even this towed brake van too. I love how up close we were able to get to all the locomotives. You were really able to physically meet the engines at Didcot, in my opinion. And hey, also in the shed I got to meet Diesel 10.
Well, actually, Adam, I hate to burst your bubble, but that is not a Diesel 10 you were posed next to in that photograph. Diesel 10 is based on a Class 42 warship, while the diesel in the photograph right next to you is a Class 52 Western Hydraulic. You see, the Class 52s were actually similar based on the Class 40, only they were built to be bigger, faster and stronger. The Class 52s in a way are in fact a Class 42, except one of them looked at its siblings and went, screw that, I'm going to the gym. But midway during its six-pack session, it decided to develop an obsession wearing suits and decided to stick it that way, and now its body is mixing the best of both worlds. In short, Adam, you are not posed next to a Diesel 10 as much as I hate to burst your bubble. Diesel 10 you say? More like Diesel 10 times better than what you thought it was.
Okay, well technically it's not Diesel 10 as Ronan explained, but you know what I mean. Now, there wasn't too much Thomas stuff at the railway, however there was this G-scale garden railway off to the left of the engine shed.
But what we didn't expect to see was a G-scale layout that Big Grump can fit on.
So naturally enough, we got old Grump playing around on the track.
Hello.
You'll remember old Grump was a gift that the Irish boys gave to Ronan after his wedding, and this was its very first time running around on actual track.
Well, yeah, give him another little push. Nah.
It looks like a hill, like.
Yeah. It's not really a good hill. I suppose the axles.
Yeah, it's a bit wobbly.
There we go.
Go on.
And yes, there were plenty of derailments.
I hear Adam.
Oh God. What?
He never had an accident in his life until you came along.
And our day ended with us all getting a group photo together by the Flying Scotsman. And despite my phone troubles, it seemed like the day was going really well. And then something really bad happened. I lost Arnold. Literally the only toy I brought with me was this Arnold Mckinley toy, and I had it in my pocket, but somewhere along the day of having fun and playing with the trains, I had somehow misplaced him, and I didn't even get a single picture with him on the trip. But don't worry, Arnold, I will replace you one day. So for the last day we headed into London town, where we had some food at a really nice pizza place. We saw Mr. Bean's car, which is pretty cool. We met Paddington again. And in Hamleys, I kissed Rebecca, Ian McHugh style. We didn't do too much train stuff on this day, mostly just enjoying London. Eventually we had to say goodbye to our friends, and we headed back off to the airport, where we had one last Irish Boys session before the flight back to Ireland. So yeah, that was Journey Beyond Ireland 2, and I'll be honest, this was one of the funnest trips that I've ever been on. Despite breaking my phone and losing Arnold Mckinley, it was still quite the adventure, and I seriously can't thank the Irish Boys enough for saving this video. So perhaps, unironically, the real Journey Beyond Ireland 2 was the friends we made along the way. Thanks for watching, everyone, and slán abhaile. Hey everyone, Future Adam here. I just wanted to give you a little update on the channel. So the reason this video was so delayed was because my old laptop I used to edit my videos finally crashed. So I decided to get my first ever PC. I also got a new editing software which I'm still learning how to use. Unfortunately, my video schedule was delayed by about a month because of this. And I'm also heading off to Audra Extravaganza 5 in Wales in a few days, as of recording this. But don't worry, I have plenty of video ideas in the works. A huge thank you to my patrons and viewers of the channel during the off-peak season, and I will see you all in the next one. Slán abhaile.
Jesus.